so today we're going to be talking about fractions. I know, it's your favorite. Okay, so remember, fractions are ratios, and they are always written like this, which is a division symbol. So there's some sort of a number on the top and some sort of a number on the bottom. Okay, so here we go. We are going to be talking about reducing fractions. When you reduce fractions, you're basically finding like things on the top and on the bottom, and then taking them out of the top and the bottom. So here's your example. If you had 2/6, well, I know that 2 times 1 is 2, and 2 times 3 is 6. The number in the top and the number in the bottom that they share is this 2. So I'm going to take out the common, it's called a common factor. I'm going to take the common factor out of the top and the bottom, and it has to be the same. And what is left over becomes my fraction. And this is my reduced fraction. So 2/6 and 1/3 are the same thing, but 1/3 is the smallest it can be because 1 and 3 don't have anything in common besides 1. Here's another example. If you had 8/12, well, I know that 4 times 2 is 8, and I know that 4 times 3 is 12. So my greatest common factor is 4. So I can take a 4 out of 8 and a 4 out of 12. If you have the same number on the top and the same number on the bottom, they go away, they reduce, and now we have 2/3 as our answer. For this next unit, we want to reduce all fractions. If you don't reduce, it's wrong. Now, if you don't know how to do that, or you're confused, or whatever, your calculator will do this for you. So if you use your boxy button on these TI 36s, you press the boxy button, and your fraction appears. And then you type in 2/6, and it will reduce it for you to 1/3, which is exactly what we got. Okay, so then let's try this guy. So 8/12, and that reduces to 2/3, which is what we got as well. Okay? Now, some of you have calculators that aren't as fancy as the ones we have in class, and that's fine. As long as it's a scientific calculator, it will work. So on this calculator, remember that fractions are division problems. It's dividing. So we would type 2 divided by 6, and that's not the only way to do it on this calculator, but anyways, we type that in, and we get a decimal. We do not want decimals. We want to reduce our fraction. So what you're going to do is you're going to find this button on your calculator. And sometimes it's like towards this side of your calculator, but it says F to D, and it's got this little arrows, which means fraction to decimal or decimal to fraction. So see how mine is like green? That means I have to press the second button first. So I'm going to press second, and then F to D, and now look, it changed my decimal into a fraction. And then it can do the same thing for this guy. So if I had 8 divided by 12, I got a decimal. So I'm going to press second and then F to D. And oh look, there's my 2/3, which is exactly what I got. Now, sometimes when you're doing this in your calculator, when you're reducing, it will change to a mixed number. So for example, if you did 52/8. So in here, if we divide 52 divided by 8, that gives us 6.5. Well, I don't want a decimal. Okay, so we're going to keep writing out answers. I'm going to press second and then that F to D button, and now I have 6.5, which is closer, but I don't want mixed numbers. So in order to change a mixed number back into a fraction, you keep the denominator the same. That doesn't change. Then you multiply the denominator and the whole number, so 6 times 2 is 12, and then you add the top number. So we have 6 times 2 is 12, plus 1 is 13/12. And if you look at my fancy calculator, we type this in, 52/8, that reduces it to 13/12. Exactly what we got. Okay. 44 over 108. So we're going to type that in here. 144 divided by 108. 1.33333. Okay, and we don't want decimals. So second fraction, and now we've got 1 and 1/3. So 1 and 1/3. You keep the denominator the same, multiply here, and add up top. 3 times 1 is 3, plus 1 is 4. So 4/3 is the same thing as 1 and 1/3. So you can try that in your calculator. You could do 4 divided by 3, and then we get 1 and 1/3, just like before. Or if you have my calculator, then you're going to type 144 over 108, and you get 4/3. So not this guy. So again, if you have mixed, you need to change it. So you have your number in front, let's say 5 and 7/8. You keep, and then you're going to do 5 times 8, multiply here, and then add up top. So it's like kind of like going in a circle. So 5 times 8 plus 7. Okay. So 5 times 8 is 40, plus 7 is 47/8. Okay, so now watch another video about more fractions. Bye!